Hello, everyone. Dr. Jack Wolfson, board-certified cardiologist at Natural Heart Doctor. Welcome to our presentation this evening. Jump into the chat room, say hello, let us know that you're here. And again, welcome to this presentation. Again, I'm cardiologist Dr. Jack Wolfson. We've got a really exciting about 45 minutes for you. Don't be shy. Jump into the chat box. Say hello. Let us know how you're doing. And again, feel free to ask questions. We'll save time for Q&A at the end. And I think, again, you're going to gain tremendous value from this. Hello, Colette. And again, we have hundreds of people who signed up for this webinar. So again, don't be afraid. Jump into the chat box. No one's going to call you out and make you, and I'm not going to ask you questions like to Sheila and Darlene and Annette and everybody else. So again, I appreciate you so much for being here. And I apologize if I do not acknowledge you in the chat room. I mean you no disrespect whatsoever. But again, we have got hundreds of people who are on the call. And again, I want to again say I appreciate you all so much for being here. Yeah, let me know where you're from. And again, we're going to have a great presentation tonight. I think you're going to get a lot out of this. So let's get moving here, because you know that we are Natural Heart Doctor. This is your home for the 100-year heart. And if you're interested in the 100-year heart, this is what we have to offer for you. 100-year heart and beyond. Now, conventional medicine, life expectancy in the United States and around the world, 78, 79 years. It peaks out. It's not a good quality of life. Medical doctors are really good sometimes at keeping people alive, but they're surviving and they're not thriving. We want people to thrive till age 100 and beyond. And again, we are the home of the 100-year heart. So welcome to this presentation, Fasting for Heart Health. So if you're interested in heart health, you are in the right place. If you have issues like blood pressure, cholesterol, coronary artery disease, cardiomyopathy, atrial fibrillation, if you have issues with weight, if you have issues with blood sugar, diabetes, inflammation, if you have issues regarding fatigue, insomnia, again, we've got a fantastic strategy for you. And tonight, again, we're going to talk about fasting inside of this presentation. So, listen, you all know cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer worldwide. Millions of people with high blood pressure, millions of people with abnormal cholesterol, millions of people with heart attacks and strokes. It is the #1 killer worldwide. And to that end, listen, I was a conventional cardiologist for 16 years using pharmaceuticals, using radiation-based procedures like stress tests and CT scans and angiograms and ablations. And then that leads, of course, there's surgeries involved in there. And don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for all the above, but they should be the last thing that we look towards, not how conventional medicine uses that as the first thing that people do. Again, we want to make that as a last resort, not as a first resort. Because as we go after the cause of why people are sick, that's the strategy. The solution will never be pharmaceuticals, radiation-based procedures, CT scans, etc. And it's not going to be surgeries. If we give the body what it needs, take away what it doesn't, the body will heal. And I've seen it again for over 20 years as a practicing cardiologist. Because there really is this big secret in cardiology that it seems like nobody wants to tell the public. Nobody wants to tell the public this big secret. Now, some doctors know the secret. Some doctors don't even know the secret. They were never taught common sense. They were never taught what the reality was of health and wellness. The big secret in cardiology is heart disease can be prevented, treated, and reversed naturally with natural measures. And we do it every single day over here at Natural Heart Doctor. That's why people from all over the world come out to see us. They come out to see myself, our naturopathic medical doctor, Dr. Lauren Latanza. They interact and learn from the health coaches. And in fact, the whole team at Natural Heart Doctor is here to support and help you all on your way to your 100-year heart. So My goal in this presentation, certainly, and my goal in everything that I do and we all do at Natural Heart Doctor, is for you to be healthy enough to accomplish all your dreams. It's not just about how can we do some life-extending procedure. It's not about the pharmaceuticals. It is about how can we make you the healthiest version of you to make sure, again, that you can do all that you want to do, whether it's travel around the world, whether it's play with your grandkids, whether it is just going for a bike ride or a hike, or, dance at your daughter's wedding, at your granddaughter's wedding, grandson's wedding, whatever your goals are. We want you to be healthy enough to accomplish that. And unfortunately, in the sick care model, you're not going to get that. You're only going to get the pills, the procedures. You're going to still feel lousy. You're going to still feel unhealthy. You're still going to suffer the side effects from their procedures. So, my goal for this presentation, again, is to give you a solution to accomplish all your dreams. It's not enough to tell you, again, like, yeah, you need to do, this, and this. I want to give you an absolute strategy that is proven to be successful. And that is what you're going to get by the end of this presentation. So, here's just a few people again. We've got Ben, 64 years old, with high blood pressure, and he's worried about the pharmaceuticals. Again, he's heard bad things about the pharmaceuticals, that they lead to fatigue, they lead to insomnia, they lead to weight gain, they lead to cough. Maybe they increase risk of pneumonia in the case of ACE inhibitors and angiotensin receptor blockers. Again, so many different side effects, from edema and swelling in the legs to fatigue and all these other issues. Immune dysfunction, you name it, it's all there inside the pharmaceutical world. And then you got someone like, Trish. And Trish, is 56 years old, and she just feels, just totally frustrated, that she's just got, always busy, always doing stuff, and really never has time to seemingly get healthy, never has time to take care of herself. She's always busy taking care of someone else. And then, of course, you got Melanie, and Melanie's 70 years of age. She's obviously overweight, and she's someone who comes in, she says, I've tried every diet. Trust me, doctor, don't tell me about diets. Don't tell me about, really anything. It's like, I've done the South Beach diet, and I've done vegan diet and vegetarian diets, and I've done all these different things. But one thing that all those diets tends to be missing is something we're going to be talking about tonight. So a little bit of, about me. Again, senior partner in the largest cardiovascular group in Arizona. I left that group in 2012 after being the director of cardiology, medicine, and cardiac rehabilitation. Phoenix top doc in 2011. I was voted one of the 50 top functional medicine doctors in the world, 5 times top holistic MD out here in Arizona, and of course, international speaker and author, and the founder at naturalheartdoctor.com. Here is a couple books. Well, one is, of course, my Amazon best-selling book, The Paleo Cardiologist, The Natural Way to Heart Health. It's a great guide to get you kick-started and to learn a lot about me and, of course, about heart health. That book is available on Amazon. We also have it available on our website, and it's also available for free. All you do is pay shipping, freeheartbook.com, and that's over at freeheartbook.com. My goal in writing the book is to change the world. The more people we get the book into the hands of, the better off they're going to be. And then, of course, I wrote a chapter in the integrative textbook of cardiovascular medicine, which is cool because now we see that integrative and holistic and natural is going mainstream. And I've got a surprise guest coming on in a little bit, Ashley Swanson, our lead nutritionist and master health coach at Natural Heart Doctor. She's going to talk to me about this special program, talk with all of us about this special program, but Ashley and I were co-authors on this chapter in this textbook of integrative cardiovascular medicine with a lot of other MDs, a lot of DOs, a lot of PhDs, a lot of other holistic practitioners. Okay, so this gentleman came to see me some years ago, and he was scheduled to have gastric bypass surgery, and he was coming to see me as a cardiologist to clear him for the surgery, meaning, is there any, can I lower his risk as a cardiologist of anything bad happening to him during the surgery? Well, I said, listen, you're at very high risk for the gastric bypass surgery But, listen, if you're going to go ahead, if you're going to do it, go ahead and do it. And again, like the risks are what they are. There's nothing I could do really to help you. You're over 500 pounds. So I said to him, though, on the way out as he's leaving, I said, let me just write down this diet that I've been telling people about. And I tell him about, again, all the things about just, eating free-range grass-fed meats, wild seafood, eggs, avocados, coconuts, nuts and seeds, all the stuff that I talk about in the book, of course, the Paleo Cardiologist, and really paleo nutrition. And I also talked to him about intermittent fasting. So I don't see him again for 3 years. And I'm going to come back to this story at the end and tell you what happened on our next encounter. Now, when we talk about intermittent fasting, and I mentioned this as an option to him, it's not because it's some woo-woo thing that doesn't have science behind it. If you go into the medical literature, to the National Institutes of Health, the National Library of Medicine, and you punch in their search box the terms intermittent fasting, what you do is you get 133,000 results. So there are a lot of studies that talk about intermittent fasting. A lot to say. I mean, again, 133,000 is a lot of data. So, this is an angiogram. And an angiogram, of course, is when we put tubes in through the wrist artery or the artery in the leg and pass tubes up into the heart, inject an iodine-based contrast under a fluoroscope, which is radiation, and we take pictures. And you can see on the arrow on the screen that there is a very significant blockage. You can see how there appears to be a lot of the dark contrast, and then it narrows, and then it opens up again. Well, that is a very tight blockage in one of the coronary arteries. So the question I ask is, can coronary artery disease be reversed? The answer is yes, and I believe we do it all the time. Can it be reversed by fasting? And I think what happens is when we do prolonged intermittent fasting, when we get into the 36 hours, 48 hours, 72-hour fasts, as the body is looking for food, it is going to realize that we're not eating any food. All we're doing is water fasting. And as we're not providing the body with food, it'll start to break down scar tissue that is not needed, and it will break that down for fuel. So the body will, of course, look to the fat cells, and it'll start breaking down fat and use fat for fuel, which is a wonderful thing. And the body will start to break down scar tissue like coronary plaque. And we will see plaque reversal. And we have seen that in our patients. I'll tell you about somebody in just a few minutes. So again, if you concept that the arteries have all these small blockages in there, medium blockages, large blockages, or you're looking to prevent and make those arteries squeaky clean, fasting, prolonged fasting, is a phenomenal strategy. Okay, now don't take my word for it. Listen to Dr. Rafael de Cabo. He is one of the foremost researchers in the world on the benefits of intermittent fasting. The New England Journal of Medicine posted this article a few years back, and here's what they show in that study. Improved blood pressure, improved HDL, LDL, triglycerides, improves blood sugar, lowers insulin, lowers inflammation, lowers oxidative stress, increases heart rate variability, lowers resting heart rate, and led to dramatic weight loss. So how exciting is this? Think about, again, as we fast, the body starts to heal. The body starts to regenerate. The cells regenerate. The fuel factories of the cells, called the mitochondria, they start to regenerate. If we lower inflammation, we are lowering the risk of everything. We're lowering the risk of heart attack, stroke, atrial fibrillation, cancer, diabetes, you name it. Inflammation is a fundamental problem to all disease. And if we can get rid of the inflammation, does that mean we get rid of disease? Well, it certainly appears to be the case. So we also see, again, as we increase heart rate variability, I'm not going to get into what that is, but let me just tell you, if you increase it, that's a good thing. And if you increase it, less AFib, less heart attack, less stroke, less congestive heart failure, less you name it. And again, who doesn't want to lose weight, or find an optimal weight? Like me, Dr. Jack Wolfson, I'm not looking to lose weight. But again, there are a lot of people that they carry an extra 10, 15, or in the case of the patient that I just showed you, an extra 300 plus pounds. And this is where fasting can do some really cool stuff. Routine fasters had a 71% less risk of heart failure and 42% less risk of heart attacks. That's from the journal Circulation 2019. Again, in the literature, they looked at over 1,500 people, and the fasters had less heart attacks, less heart failure, and dramatically so. This is not small differences. These are dramatic differences. Routine fasters had 49% greater survival, again, in the journal Circulation by Dr. Benjamin Horn and his colleagues. 49% greater survival over a time period of several years. I mean, that's impressive. There's no statin drug that increases survival by 49%. Aspirin may actually decrease survival. Blood pressure drugs have their complications and very little survival benefit. And this showed 49% greater survival over that time period. Now, there are a lot of different types of fasting that are out there. And I think there's benefits to all these. And I'm not going to get into all the nuances of what fasting is. And I think these are all good options. Me personally, I think that the most healing of all of these, especially over a 72-hour period, is the water fast. I think that that there is especially benefit to bone broth fasting. Dry fasting should be no longer than 24 hours. Dry fasting means no food, no water. And juice fasting, the problem with juice fasting is whenever you make a juice, it's going to wind up being high in sugar and or carbohydrates, even though they're all natural. And what happens is that with juice fasting, your insulin levels stay higher than they should be. And if we don't drop insulin very low, then the fat cells don't open up and start to drain all of the fat and utilize it for fuel. I think, again, if we give the body juice and possibly even bone broth, then again, we're not going to get the results that we want. Again, it's fine to do these type of fasts, but I do believe that water fasting is the absolute best. Three major ways, again, to fast in the literature. Again, fasting could be considered caloric restriction, where you just don't eat a lot of calories in a particular day. Or again, it may be that 5 days normal diet, 2 days calorie restricted, 5 days normal, 2 days calorie restricted. That's considered one way of fasting. Time restricted eating is what a lot of you already do, where you set a time frame of how often you eat, or what eating window or hours that you eat during the day. And that may be where you only allow a 6-hour window or an 8-hour window. We are clearly in favor of what's called the sunshine schedule. So definitely you only eat when it's light out. Just like our ancestors did. And then again, we've got intermittent fasting, and now we get into longer duration, 24 hours, 36 hours, 72 hours is a great goal that is achievable by anyone. And me, as a Chicago deep dish pizza guy, historically, if I can do it, I truly believe anybody can do the 72-hour water fast. What a great thing here. And again, like that time restricted feeding, there's a lot of you who do that. And there's some people who do what's called OMAD, or 1 meal a day. And there is value in that, because again, the studies show that the less time we spend eating and the less meals that we have, again, now we allow the body to repair. Now we allow the body to heal, the gut to repair itself, the heart, the lungs, the kidneys, the liver, the brain. Everything starts to repair itself when we allow that extended duration feeding. But again, the intermittent fasting And there's some cool things that you can do with inside of this, as we talked about, 24, 36, 72. There's no right or wrong in this conversation. There only is try and do. That is really what there is. This is not about impressing me or anybody else. It's about what is best for you, and we are here to help you with all that. This is kind of a busy slide, but really just kind of gets you into all the fantastic things that fasting does. It just allows the body to heal itself. And when you look in the medical literature, again, 133,000 studies gives you a lot of information about everything that fasting does for the brain, for the heart, for the lungs, for the blood vessels, for the liver, for your energy, for your libido, for weight, for everything again. And this kind of concept, we've seen so many people reach success with pharmaceuticals and the like. So, I would ask you, why haven't you fasted yet? Why haven't you fasted yet? What are your thoughts, on all this? Why haven't you done it? Well, again, we want to be able to help you. There's a lot of things that get in people's way when it comes to fasting. So a lot of people say, oh, you know what? I'm just too busy. I don't have the time to do it. That my job, the kids, pressures, from family, whatever it may be, that, they don't have the time. Well, if you look at our patients, Kim and Michelle on the right, and you look at them, and they came to see us, and they had their share of health problems, and they're just busy in their very successful business. They're super busy. And, they've always said, we don't have the time for this. Well, you know what? We help them find the time, and really more to have them make the time, because if you don't make the time for your health, you better make the time for the sickness. And it's a lot easier to make time for health than it is for making time for being sick. So you can just see kind of the before and after on Kim on the left and Michelle on the right, and how spectacular they did inside this program. Now, there's a lot of you out there who say, well, what would my doctor think? What would my doctor think about this? The doctor, again, maybe you're on pharmaceuticals and you're concerned about pharmaceuticals while you're fasting. Don't worry, we've got answers for that. What your doctor will tell you. Well, again, this man, Mark, his doctor, again, was only filling him up with pharmaceuticals, only talking to him about cardioversions and ablations for atrial fibrillation. And Mark, again, when he did do a coronary artery calcium scan, which, if you don't know me, and as I talk about in the book, I'm against coronary artery calcium scans, but he did have a coronary artery calcium scan and had significant disease. So again, Mark met with us, and we talked about, of course, the nutrition, about the lifestyle, about intermittent fasting. And get this, that's Mark now. So the transformation is absolutely spectacular. And again, the physical transformation and the mental transformation is just stupendous. And he was on all these pharmaceuticals, and we were able to get rid of all of them, despite what his doctor said could be done. And oh, by the way, get this, Mark's coronary artery calcium dropped by 30% while working with us. 30% reduction. Most people's coronary artery disease just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. In fact, statin drugs make coronary artery calcification worse. That is a fact. But again, in Mark's case and in many others, we are reversing coronary artery disease. Okay. And, what do your friends think? Or let me pretend I'm you. What will my friends think? What will my family think? They'll laugh at me. I don't know if this is really socially acceptable, or they'll say, oh, it's just another fad diet, or here you go, doing your thing again. Well, this is what she thought here. And when Brenda came to see us, her sister, her mother, just really salt of the earth people that are just, unfortunately, just victims of society, victim of pressures, victims of the job. and she's not an alcoholic. She's not a drug addict. I mean, again, her thing has just been food like most people's, so again, what we're able to do, with Brenda, and she jumps on the bandwagon with us. She gets into the program. She starts intermittent fasting. And look at that. Look at that. She is like a new woman and just absolutely thriving, absolutely thriving. And kind of what's cool about fasting is that, again, there is the feast and there's the famine. And when I bring Ashley on, we'll talk about that. But it kind of allows you to have your cake and eat it too. Like you can enjoy some of the foods you love, of course, while always organic and hopefully mostly paleo. But again, if you want to have some organic dark chocolate, or you want to have some organic ice cream, or you want to have some organic gluten. I mean, again, you can have some of these cheats done in a healthy way, especially when you dial in the intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is perfect after a vacation. It's really perfect for any time to do, throughout the year. So there's also people who would say, well, okay, listen, you're going to offer a program, you're going to, again, say something. And again, like, I don't have the money for anything like that. I don't have the money for this type of, plan or eating this way. And I don't have the money for organic food. Well, again, if you don't have the money for health, you better have it for being sick. But the cool thing about fasting is that fasting saves you money. So imagine if you were to fast 1 day a week, you're saving 15% of the food budget. If you were to intermittent fast and do a 3-day, and you were able to do this once a month, once every 3 months. Again, as you skip these meals and narrow down your window, especially with nutrient-dense foods, you're saving money. I mean, just look at, again, breakfast, if it's bacon and eggs, big salad, salmon and veggies. And I'm being very, budgeting these for very low. I'm not accounting for inflation that's happened over the last, year or so. But again, if you look at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you look at all the beverages that you may consume, alcohol or not. You look at the different snacks, you look at the treats. We typically spend a lot of money on food, a tremendous amount of money on food. And that's a great place to spend it. But fasting actually helps to save you money. And what fasting does is that it allows you to be more productive in other endeavors, because you're not busy eating. You're not busy shopping for food. You're not busy cleaning up dishes. You're not busy thinking about what you're going to eat. You're not eating, so you're able to be more productive doing other things. And that certainly may be work, that may be reading, that may be relaxing, and it could be certainly physical activity, while you're fasting. So, and if you know me, I love coffee. I love drinking some of the best coffees in the world, and that's why I came up with Cardiology coffee. Yes, you can drink coffee while fasting. Coffee has no significant caloric value. It doesn't do much really to raise insulin or blood sugar. Now, you can't add anything to your coffee while fasting, because that would certainly break it. So, we don't want to add anything. Obviously any kind of sweeteners, certainly nothing that's artificial. We don't want to add creamers to it or, MCT oils. This is just drinking coffee. But usually what I find is that by day 3 of the fast, I'm really not that enthusiastic about drinking the coffee. I'm not as interested in it as I normally am, and certainly not as, how it is on like day 1 and day 2. So hopefully you're convinced at this time that fasting can help with your energy. Fasting can help with your sleep. Fasting can help with your weight. Fasting can help lower your risk of all cardiovascular events. It can help you get off pharmaceuticals and avoid dangerous surgeries. And fasting can help you accomplish all of your goals and dreams, because you're healthier and you will be saving money in doing so. So I want to bring on Ashley Swanson to tell you about a new program. So Ash, come on, log in and say hello. All right, so Ashley Swanson, again, our lead nutritionist and master health coach, and she's going to help me introduce this program to everyone tonight. And Take it away, Ash. What is this?
All right, so we wanted to share with you guys our newly named, but our, kind of favorite standby program, the 100-Year Heart Challenge. So if you've been with us for a while, we've done this for the past few years, and we've had so much success with it. That's really why we're renaming it. Somebody asked today in the Facebook group, why did you rename it to the 100-Year Heart Challenge? Well, it's really because it's the challenge you need to get the 100-year heart, and we'll be talking a little bit more about why that occurs with this program, but it's a 21-day program geared at essentially just rebooting your health, helping you achieve all these kind of great things like your optimal weight, your optimal heart health, maybe even just increasing longevity. There's so many benefits to this program.
Yeah, how about that? I mean, again, as we said, there's not many things that are proven to increase longevity. And actually in that study, 49% people live longer. And that's in one of the biggest journals in the world, Circulation, which is totally cool. Yeah, so this is the 100-Year Heart Challenge. Our next one, we're going to start May 2nd. It goes for 21 consecutive days. So we finish up before the Memorial Day holiday. This will be encompassing Mother's Day. So shout out to all you mothers out there and to my wife. But inside of this, again, you are just going to extreme such tremendous health. Mm-hmm. And what a gift for Mother's Day, really, to achieve that kind of health, right? I mean, what kind of better gift could you give to yourself or give to the mother or anyone that you love? The gift of heart health and wellness inside of this program. So, Ash, I mean, who would you say this program is perfect for? Who should join us in this?
Well, this program really is for everyone, and that's really what we want to get across today, is that anyone can join this program. And again, with our years of experience doing it, we've had people from all walks of life, all shapes, all sizes, all health conditions do the program with us and really achieve amazing results. But first off, it's for anyone with cardiac issues. So if you have high blood pressure, if you have abnormal cholesterol, inflammation, AFib, as Dr. Wolfson talked about, cardiomyopathy, heart failure. There's so many studies that prolonged fasting helps, reverse heart failure. And these are things that are, maybe you've been told that they aren't reversible, but we have great success with these tools like fasting and eating the right diet. Also, coronary artery disease, which again, those amazing results that Mark achieved on his score of the coronary artery disease. But this is going to help you achieve any, cardiac goals you have, get to that 100-year heart. It's also just for anyone who wants to lose weight and then successfully keep it off. So we always say this is about sustainable weight loss, and it truly is, because we're healing at the hormonal level, like Dr. Wolfson talked about. We're dropping insulin, we're burning off stored fat for fuel. I see somebody else said back pain. Yeah, it's going to help with back pain. It's going to help with pain because we're reversing that inflammation, that inflammatory process. Also for blood sugar issues, being diabetic, pre-diabetic, or anybody who simply wants to increase their energy, improve their sleep, and really detox their cells. We dive into that a lot during this program, and we're just helping reset your body's own processes back in line with circadian rhythm, getting good sleep, and cleansing those cells. So it's kind of just this major reboot for the body. And again, not to get too technical, but our cells do determine our health. So if we can go ahead and heal at the cellular level, then we can have that 100-year heart.
Now, what about for people with that take pharmaceuticals? Is there anyone who shouldn't do this program, or can we really guide anyone through the 21-day?
Yeah, we really can guide anyone through the 21-day program, and that's why we also have, both Dr. Wolfson, yourself on this, and then also Dr. Latanza will also be joining us. So it's a very safe, guided program, and, we also do teach you, if you're on blood pressure meds, we're going to teach you how to journal, and kind of guide you how to work with your doctor if you do ultimately need to come off, because we've had so many people, get off of blood pressure meds, get off of blood sugar meds again. So we'll teach you how to do it safely with the help of your doctor and do that.
Well, I mean, and isn't that really what the goal is of what everybody, who's on here right now? If you're on pharmaceuticals, your goal should be you want to get off of it. And this is the strategy to be able to do so. Otherwise, what's your strategy, sir, ma'am, again, to get off it? How are you going to do it? At some time, you got to take the leap. And again, in this program, you're not going to take a leap because we're holding your hand the whole way through. We're guiding you through the whole thing. So So as we kind of, and again, we'll go through the questions, guys, and we'll answer those questions as we go along, because even like James, with leaky heart valves, it's a 21-day program, and certainly we're not going to say that we're going to fix all leaky heart valves, but I will say this: we will certainly not make the situation worse. And then if there is some kind of procedure that you need to have done for your leaky heart valves, the procedure will go better because you will be a better version of you. If we make you the healthiest version of you, the surgery has the most chance of success with the lowest short-term, intermediate, and long-term risk. So Ash, tell us again, so here's kind of what people get inside of the 100-Year Heart Challenge. They get a 21-day meal plan. So again, there's obviously a lot of changes that people could choose to do, but again, we're going to give them exactly what they're going to be doing for each meal. And then built into there, of course, is the fasting schedule for the meals you will be skipping and the days you will be doing so.
Yeah. So, one of the greatest benefits to this challenge is you get this really big guide, essentially, to this 100-Year Heart Challenge. And again, it's 21 days. It was created by us coaches here at Natural Heart Doctor, really kind of using the wisdom of Mother Nature, how our ancestors lived for so many years, and we're bringing this into your modern, busy world. A lot of our diseases today, well, most of them are from modernized society, and so we're just going to get back to the basics with this guide, with this challenge. And so we're using these strategic periods of fasting and feasting, and with the feasting, with the meal planning, we're going to give you the right types of foods paired together with the most nutrient, dense kind of options that are also going to be in sync with the sunshine schedule, what you talked about, but that was kind of our own created concept. But the sunshine schedule is we want to eat with the sun, bring back our normal biorhythms, and, simply eating with the sunshine schedule, people have had improved sleep, less stress, really these kind of big results that come from getting back and into alignment with nature. So, a lot of great things with this guide. And again, that was the key thing. We guide you. So there's not a lot of thinking that has to be done during this program. We're going to guide you through it. So you can still do this program if you're living that really busy lifestyle with work and everything else. You'll be able to do it.
D. Fisher is asking, will the fast improve PVCs? And the short answer is very often it does. And here's why. PVCs are from things like leaky gut, leaky heart that leads to irritability, and PVCs. PVCs are linked to inflammation and oxidative stress, and we improve it here. PVCs are linked to vitamin and mineral deficiencies, and with the feasting portion, you're getting all the good nutrients in, and then in the fasting portion, you're allowing your body to rest, digest, assimilate. And again, the real key area is that inflammatory issue, which is really exciting about this program. Now, you also get a fasting guide that also gives you step-by-step support inside of this whole program. And just so everybody knows, the program contains 2 3-day water fasts, which sounds monumental. I thought the same thing, but actually the first one was not difficult, and the second one was frankly easy because the coaches are able to support you, and they were able to support me going through it, the confidence of everybody being in there. But Ash, tell me, it seems like the majority of people, when we've done this program, the times before that we've run it, that the people are able to do the 3-day water fast, but some people choose not to do it. Maybe again, they decide and they get tremendous value out of the entire program. And maybe if you're listening, maybe if you're someone who only did 36-hour fasts the last time you did it and you're in the program, now is the time to jump into the 72-hour.
Yeah, so that's also why we have two of the 3-day water fast in there, so that, the first time around, if you don't make it, you also have a second opportunity to do that 3-day water fast. But We do have this guide, like Dr. Wolfson was saying, where we're going to give you step-by-step support. You're going to have that live coaching, the educational videos as well. But essentially, we are going to first prep the body to get into water fasting. So we get you into this state of ketosis, which we'll dive into during the program. We educate you on what's happening in the body moment by moment. So we break that down. But here, prepping is the key, and that's the benefit to this program, right? Like, you don't want to just come off a standard American diet and then just randomly fast for 3 days. You would not feel well. We make it so that you can do these 2-3 day water fasts and actually feel really good, have good energy, not be hungry. And a lot of that comes down to the supplements we're giving you, but also the diet that we're preparing you with. And then within that guide, again, we're going to give you all sorts of tips and resources throughout each phase of the program. So that would be during that water fasting phase of the 3 days, we give you all sorts of tips on how to stay busy and how to occupy your time and the mindset you need to be in. So we've got you covered for those 2-3 day water fasts. And it is an amazing goal too, like Dr. Wolfson was saying. It's something to be so proud of. And then again, once you learn it and your body becomes metabolically flexible and able to do it, you can then implement this, with us in the future or on your own. And that's what a lot of people do.
Yes. Mike Geldmacher is asking, can this program help diastolic dysfunction, grade 3? And for, again, the way the heart squeezes is called systole, relaxes, it's called diastole. And when the heart does not relax well, there's 4 different levels of diastolic dysfunction. And Mike, grade 3 is pretty significant as far as diastolic dysfunction. But again, there's a cause of that grade 3 relaxation abnormality, and it can be improved. It can be reversed. And I think fasting is a fantastic way, in addition to all the things that you learn inside of a program like this, to help reverse that particular issue. So again, as we lower inflammation, lower oxidative stress, can we lower fibrosis of the heart muscle? Can we lower the thickening of the muscle and reverse that process by lowering your weight? Can we look at other cofactors, maybe sleep apnea and other things that are known to drive diastolic dysfunction? So I think you're a wonderful candidate for this, and I would be excited to see an echocardiogram on you after this program to see if now we've put you into the grade 2 or grade 1 category, or even totally get rid of diastolic dysfunction in total, which I think would be a phenomenal thing in only a 3-week program. So, we do this 3 days per week where there's live coaching and of course, doctoring between Dr. Latanza and special guest appearances by yours truly. And actually, we've got some other bonus guests that are coming up as well who've never been inside of this program before. But it is done on Facebook. And I understand a lot of you are not on Facebook, and I understand all the reasons why you're not on Facebook. But a program like this in a group format does run best on Facebook. We'll always continue to keep looking for other venues to be able to do this. But again, this particular event is done on Facebook. And what's kind of cool, about that again, is that when you're in this group, you're part of the team. And one thing that I look at is something like Alcoholics Anonymous, AA. Alcoholics Anonymous is a very successful way to quit alcohol. And it is that because of the accountability, because the coachability, because of the other people in the group, in the tribe that are there to support you. So when you're looking at eating healthy, when you're looking at intermittent fasting, when you're looking at achieving the 100-year heart, you're going to be able to get fantastic results, when you're doing that. Now, Don Wrightsman is asking, for those who are not on Facebook, is there an alternative? Well, listen, right, Ash? I mean, we give them all the materials. So, you get everything there. You get all the coaching support. You get the cookbook. You get the guides. What you would not be part of is those Facebook lives that the group is doing. But there is, as I'll show you, there are 2 educational PowerPoint presentations that are done during this. And again, you have access to all of that content and information. So I think, Don, you would absolutely love that. We talked again about like the meeting new friends. There are so many people who are inside of our programs, and they just make new friends. They make like-minded friends. Unfortunately, a lot of us have lost old friends because of not having the same beliefs, not having the goals and aspirations that are the same, not seeing health through the same lens. We see it through a health lens, and they see it through a sickness model. So in here, we actually have a lot of stories, right, Ash, as far as, people becoming friends inside of these groups.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest, benefits to this group, especially, but all of our groups. But this one is like the friends that you make. These people are friends now for life, and they join every challenge in the future. So it's amazing. And one other thing I wanted to speak to on the team atmosphere that you were talking about, that again is the benefit to joining our Facebook group, joining our program within the Facebook group, is the team atmosphere. And all of these members that are already in there, they've done this program years before, and they also become your coaches. That's what we say. They also become your coaches. They're so helpful. They're so friendly. So that's another benefit, is you have them on your side. And then again, we're going to bring in a bunch of new fun people in May as well. So we have this really great team atmosphere, and we talk a lot about that, but that's also what helps you achieve your goals. You're likely to show up for the team for sports practice. You're likely to show up, with your team, to show up for the live videos, the educational videos, the making of the recipes, and ultimately the three-day water fast. So this is all great. And again, it's like more important than ever. Right now, it's like literally black or white on how you're approaching health. So why not join, your like-minded group, and also make new friends and get the 100-year heart from it?
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of people are asking about CellCore. Can they do intermittent fasting in this program with CellCore? 1,000%. This is absolutely perfect to do. It matches up perfectly if you're on a 4-month or 5-month CellCore detoxification program. Perfect. James is asking, does intermittent fasting repair your DNA? And what really is not so important as far as like the DNA. It's how your DNA gets read. It's how the DNA gets transcribed into RNA, and how the RNA makes proteins. And that's where the action is. The DNA is only the architectural drawings of the house. What really matters is what materials you use to build that house, and the checks and balances that go along with that. So again, fasting is fantastic for RNA, protein production. It probably has some benefit regarding leading to preventing DNA mutations that can certainly occur and potentially lead to cancer and the like. You get the exclusive Natural Heart Doctor recipe guide. So Ashley, right, you and the team put together this fantastic recipe guide that's perfect for the program, that contains recipes, right, that are easy to make, and they're also delicious.
Yeah, both benefits to that. It was really an intentionally designed menu plan with a focus that we talk about in the program on kind of ancestral, very low carb, high fat diet. So, we're going to break down what that means and where you're getting your nutrients from if you join the program. But essentially, we picked out the best, the cleanest, the most nutrient dense foods that your ancestors would have eaten, paired them together in the right manner to help your heart, to improve your health, to, increase your longevity. And again, there's so many benefits from fasting, but also just eating a lot of fat on this diet, which again, we're going to break. If you like science, we break that down in the program, but we get you into ketosis and we shift what your body's burning for fuel, and we get a lot of health benefits from that.
Okay, you get 3 nutritional supplements for detox. And Ash, tell us what those supplements that really help to kind of jumpstart the detoxification process, the weight loss process, the disease reversal process.
Yep, the first one is called Daily Defense. This is going to be your shake for the program. We use it to prep the body for the water fast. So we're going to use it every day up until the water fast. It's really good at cleansing the body, opening up pathways of detox, and then just nutritionally supporting it. We also have a lot of recipes in there surrounding it, where we have kind of a lighter meal in the afternoon using Daily Defense with things like keto hot chocolate and kind of functional keto lattes that are really good. So yeah, it tastes really good, and that's another benefit, or these recipes are actually delicious. The second is Magna 5. So this is going to be the key mineral support supplement during the program. Again, during this program, on a low carb fasting program, minerals become your key to success and keeping you feeling good throughout the program. So we use Magna 5 every day. And then OptiLipid, which is really the most transformational product that we bring into the program. During the whole 21 days you take it, it's going to work to correct those cardiac issues like cholesterol, blood pressure, help the liver detox, drop inflammation, and then speed up weight loss.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Nancy, you can do the program if you've had duodenal switch. Sheila, fasting with her help if there was AFib brought on by COVID. I believe that to be true 100%. Certainly, again, as we're talking about reducing inflammation, AFib is linked to inflammation, whether it's from COVID or other. And JC, cardiologist, put them on pharmaceutical to lower uric acid. There's many reasons why your uric acid is high. Pharmaceutical deficiency is not one of those reasons, and it certainly is not the culprit when leading to your second blockage. And if you have a blockage, I think that this fasting program, the 21-day, 100-year heart challenge, I think is absolutely perfect for you to achieve those goals. And of course, you get access to the health coaches, email away, problems, questions, concerns, they are there to help you. And again, before we mention those 2 weekly educational videos, which are just going to be, again, just more in-depth information. Those videos are available to Don Reitzma and everybody else who's not on Facebook. Certainly, should you desire to get on Facebook, just for this, just to join our particular group, people have done that as well, where they have no interaction on Facebook except for where they are in the group, and then maybe chatting, with their friends. And then again, we've got these bonuses, with the giveaways that we're going to be doing as we brought in some other partners into the program. There's food giveaways. There's product giveaways. There's some great companies who have teamed up with us, and you're really going to be surprised by the bonuses that you see in there and the special guests that we bring on to really guide through all of this. So, and also it's lifetime access. So with lifetime access, we're going to run these events at least twice a year, possibly more. Again, the group is always there. The camaraderie is there. The people are there. You can pull out the recipe guide, use it every single day. You can pull out the fasting schedule and use it every month. You can do so many different things there. Martine in the house, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you letting me use your testimonial. But I guess if anybody who had the before and after pictures like you do and the way you look now, my friend, you should be very proud and proud to publicly display yourself. So that's wonderful. So thank you again, my brother. Again, so this whole program, like what is, the value when you look at all the different things and all the hand holding and all the coaching and all the interaction, with the doctors and the coaches and the team at Natural Heart Doctor, this is worth well over $5,000. But again, what is it worth for you to reverse coronary artery disease, to lose weight and feel great, to get rid of, the fatigue, to get off the blood pressure drugs, the cholesterol drugs, the cardiomyopathies, the whole thing, right? I mean, what is that worth? Again, how do you put a price on your health? It's very difficult to do. So again, we're talking about $5,000 for this particular lifetime access program. And all we're doing is we're asking for $497. That includes $150 worth of supplements. And then again, once you start talking about the lifetime access, everything you see on the screen, the meal plan, the fasting schedule, the support, the coaching, the doctor interaction, the bonuses and giveaways that are going on in there, the camaraderie. Listen, I think it's a no-brainer. We have over 100 people in the group who said it was a no-brainer. We've got a lot of testimonials that show the same, and we showed you some of those pictures. And again, we would invite you, do it with a family, do it with family, do it with a friend. Here again, we've got Pam. Pam said the program is worth every penny. The coaches are here for you to support you. They give you the direction. They encourage you. This is what everybody needs. So if you're serious about achieving the 100-year heart while looking and feeling your best, don't pass up this program. It is life-changing. And I would ask you again, right, what is your plan to get off the pharmaceuticals if you don't do something like this? What is your plan to achieve the 100-year heart? What is the plan to find your optimal weight? What is the plan to thrive and not just survive at the medical doctor's office, sitting in the waiting room, sitting in the hospitals? Spend time doing the stuff that you love. That's what we're all about here. And then again, I told you about my patient who came to see me, and he was going to have the gastric bypass surgery. And I said, listen, here's a nutrition plan. Here's the feast foods. And then for the famine, you want to, again, do intermittent fasting. And then he sends me this picture, and you can see he lost over 300 pounds. Took him 3 years to do it, but he lost over 300 pounds in 3 years. He never had the gastric bypass surgery, and he is doing absolutely fantastic. So here's what the deal is. Here's what the plan is. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the offer onto the screen here. So all you have to do is click here. You won't lose your place in the webinar. You will be directed to another page will open up. And on that page, it's just real simple. You sign up, and then we start delivering you the goods right from there. Now, we start the program on May 2nd. We need to get the supplements and the materials into everybody's hands. So we close out the sign up on April 22nd. So you're welcome to take your time to decide if this program is for you. We'll send you emails on follow-up on this. You can watch this video again. The recording is available to you. This is not to pressure you to get, for, the hard sale of getting in here now. Again, you've got a couple weeks to decide on this. But again, what is your strategy to improve your health? If you're ready to commit now, hey, definitely commit now and say, listen, for $497, I get this event, I get lifetime access. If for some reason you don't make this event, again, we're going to do it again and again and again, and we're going to have this available to you. And it's really just going to be just so fantastic. So I'm going to jump back into the chat box. And, Ashley Swanson, great for LP-little-a. You're right, because a lot of times, we're told that this particular marker that most people aren't even tested for, LP-little-a, which is a nasty cholesterol particle that leads to a lot of heart attacks and a lot of strokes and a lot of early deaths. Most people aren't tested, but we, of course, test every single patient for it. And we do find that a lot of people's LP-little-a improves dramatically just by these kind of programs. Again, when they're eat well, live well, think well, they do the intermittent fasting. And then in addition, some people, we use supplements like time-release niacin, which is very efficacious at lowering LP-little-a. There's some natural anticoagulants that I recommend for LP-little-a. I'll be doing another video on LP-little-a. We've done courses on LP-little-a. It's awesome. So yes, Wendy, May 2nd for 21 days. Lori, that's awesome. Thank you. Jana says she's got a pacemaker, SIBO, and Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Will this help? Yes, and yes. Plain and simple. It'll help your gut. It'll help your immune system. It'll help your thyroid. It'll help whatever led to you needing the pacemaker as well. JC, the supplements, again, Daily Defense, Magna 5, OptiLipid. Those are the three super support products. Again, the Daily Defense is a phenomenally tasting grass-fed whey protein shake mix with vitamins, minerals, phase 1, phase 2 liver detoxifiers, phase 3 binders, a little bit of probiotic, a little bit of digestive enzyme, no sugar. Wonderful taste. It is one of our biggest selling supplements, for sure. So Don, you'll find this offer tomorrow. You and Susan would love to have you guys both in the program. Don, your issue, is that you're kind of, you're underweight, if anything. But what we find is that people who would say to be underweight or they're at their optimal weight, they don't lose a lot of weight in this program. Like eventually your body finds the set point. And I think for those people, they can achieve really cool results, right, Ash? Because, they're not, using fat for fuel. They're just using junk for fuel. Right
Yeah,
now,
debris.
you're really starting
Yeah.
into, right, you start making autophagy. You start breaking down old dead cells that are no longer needed, and you use those components for fuel. Same thing with the mitochondria. You break down these unnecessary, waste things that are floating around in your body. Your body is going to use them for fuel. Your body's not going to start breaking down brain tissue or muscle tissue. It's going to get rid of the gunk first, and that's exactly what this program is for. So even if you've done this before, and again, like you're at your optimal weight, like I said, I would say I'm at my optimal weight, but I'm doing this because, again, I know how healthy, that it really is.
Yeah, exactly.
Ash, go ahead. You were going to say?
Well, Jana was just asking if this is gluten-free. Yes, this is 100% gluten-free. We're going to get rid of the carbs for the most part. There might be some minute carbs from some vegetables, but it's a very low-carb diet that's 100% gluten-free.
Jana, everything in our office is gluten-free. Every recommendation, every article, every blog, everything in my book is about gluten-free. Because again, what I never thought was a problem as of 2005, once I met the woman who would change my life, pull me out of the medical matrix, and really wake me up to the reality of health and wellness. Of course, I'm talking about my beautiful bride, Dr. Heather Wolfson. She brought up, again, the issues with gluten. And upon further research, which they never told us in medical school, gluten is a bad player, leading to leaky gut. When you have leaky gut, things get into the body that don't belong: inflammation, oxidative stress, immune activation, immune dysfunction, and then now you have disease. So listen, this is 100% gluten-free. We will never sell anything with gluten in our office, online, etc. So you're good to go there. So again, listen, Ashley Swanson, I appreciate you being on. This has been fantastic. Again, I hope that, again, we've got hundreds of people on the call. I would love for everybody to get into this program. I think it is a phenomenal investment in your health, and it's an investment for a lifetime on your way to your 100-year heart. So again, I'm Dr. Jack Wolfson, board certified cardiologist. I got the baby yelling in the background. She's ready to come in and start playing as I'm working from home today on this presentation. But again, I wish you all the best in heart health going forward. Again, for Ashley Swanson and everybody else at Natural Heart Doctor, I wish you the best of heart health now and in the future. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.